everybody, my name is Paula Hoyos and today I'm going to talk to you about the greatest minds in history. He was a humanist scholar, a theologian, a teacher and writer, and he made greatest things for the history of the church. Let's talking about of Desiderius Erasmus. But who was Desiderius Erasmus? Erasmus was a pioneer of biblical, patristic, and classical scholarship at the turn of the 16th century. Erasmus was born in 1466. Some people say 1467 or 69 in the city of Gotha in Netherlands. Also, his parents were a priest and a woman. They were unmarried. They have two sons, Peter and Erasmus then began to be a legitimate son of the priest. In their first years of their education, they were under the education of Peter. It was a hard time for them. However, Erasmus began to be interested about the literature and language and linguistics things, and this time he began to love a classic literature and ancient Roman, ancient Greek, um, but he was interested as well of Bible things. His first years, that when he started to learning about it, he was in the beginning interested more in this um, secular literature. However, after their parents died, he went to study theology in Europe. It is very important now mention that in this time people follow the church, follow their instruction, follow their believers, because most of them having access to read the Bible, to read books about history, to have knowledge about many things. But at these times, start a movement called Renaissance Humanists. They were interested of the classics literature or about the old Romans, old Greek. They wanted to imitate the things that these authors say. They wanted to use their vocabulary, the styles. They wanted to also the fashion things. They wanted to use these things. However, even Erasmus' study of this pagan classic, he used this humanist idea to strongly believe that the education should be made able to everyone and not only select a few. For Erasmus, becomes to be important that everyone have access to the Bible. Everyone can understand the Bible. As this point for him, it was as important. And also with Martin Luther, they were agree in this point. The context, it wasn't the best time for church as well, because like become more people to study, people become to see as well the problems, the internal problems at church. As Desiderius, for example, Desiderius had criticized the church for many of the same problems that the Luther later attacked. In one of his most famous books that we're gonna talk later, The Price of Folly, he mocked Price, who didn't read the Bible. He also attacked the church use of indulgence when the church took money from people, granting them relief from punish for the sins in purgatory as a sin of the church greed. He regret of scholasticism as the greatest perversion in the religious spirit. According to him, this generation dating from the private Christologian controversies, which caused the church to lose its evangelical simplicity and become the victim of her splitting philosophy. For him, it was very, very important that the church has been in unity. But what happened after? After people as Luther, he started to criticize as well the authorities because they have lost the vision of the church. They lost the passion for people, the love for people. Also, they become to change things. Change like we are saved because of our words, not because just of our faith in Jesus. So it is at this time Erasmus can see these problems as well, and he make letters to some popes, to printed as well. He also held Luther to print some of their letters and sent to people because he understand that the Luther said it is true. But what happened? What happened is that at this time, for Erasmus, it was more important solve the problems of the church inside of the church, no make a breakup, no make a division. That's what happened after. Let's talk about his contribution to the church. His first book, the book Against the Barbarians. This book, it was a collection of Greek and Latin proverbs from the classics, proverb quite popular and was revised and added to many times by the author. His second book, an important book, is The Price of Folly, was published in 1509 and garnered a great deal of attention, some positive and some voiced fiercely negative. Erasmus also was the first to publish the New Testament in Greek, and the Enchiridion was essentially a guide to Christian living, but one with a strong Neoplatonist psychology and a conscious depth to the Greek father origin. Erasmus also prepared the way for one of Luther's most radical ideas, that the Bible belongs to everyone, including common people. Luther translated as well the Bible into German in 1534, so that everyone could read it for themselves. This idea can be found in Erasmus' Guide to Reading the Latin Bible, Paraclesis, which it was published in 1560 in Latin. Here he vividly describes his wondering of the future that common people will use the Bible in their every lives. I would let God, the plow man, will sing a text of a scripture at his plow, and that we are on his loom will drive away the tediousness of the time in it, he wrote. But after he had some agreement with Luther, it was some point that Desiderius had to take a decision if fading with this division that is almost done between Protestants and Catholic Church. But he decided to stay in Catholic Church. So his final years He wasn't. He was actually. He was in a Protestant Bible banning Catholic worship. He was in Catholic University Tom. But what happened is the Protestant banned Catholic worship altogether. So he decided went to other place and helped to the church to have a unity. But he couldn't. He tried to bring peace and unity of church, Catholic church and Protestant church, but it was impossible. So what we can say about it, about Erasmus, even now the humanist, it's not believe that Christians today are agree, but I think at this time God used these humanist ideas to open our minds as humans to everyone should have access to intellectual thing, to knowledge, and not just people that are rich or grow up in a special place. So thanks God and thanks Desiderius that he helped with ideas and important criticism from church to get a change and be a better church. And thank you so much for this opportunity to help me to learn about this important person at church. And this is all for today. Bye.